we've made it down to caves with our speed-enhanced spear and cloth armor of flow. Time to test if this still holds up for the new champion subclass. The strategy I'm thinking of is to use the Twin Upgrades talent to make both my primary and secondary weapon the same level, while only having to spend scrolls of upgrade on one of them. Will probably be the scimitar since it's already a level higher than my spear. I do wish we had a better secondary weapon, like shield for blocking damage or a dagger for stealth, but this is the hand we've been dealt, so we just have to play it out. Probably should have waited to buy the ink first, but we're a little short on gold and I didn't feel like lugging around all those potions. At Twin Upgrades level 2, we can finally start benefiting from the talent. Notice our spear is now boosted to a +3 as well. Getting this purity potion makes me feel a bit better about not having an ink. Yeah, let's not risk it. Phase shift and let it burn somewhere else. Hello again. Another item at our disposal are the stack of 12 recycles crafted from a transmutation scroll. I'm gambling for hopefully a lullaby scroll to reset our health. I'll also be quite happy with more teleports, transmutations, rage, or retribution. I think recycling scrolls gives you slightly better returns compared to potions. Getting purity, invisibility, and potion of experience is good too, but the others are kinda situational and useful on boss fights. Levitation is also a good potion to get for our flow armor, as it can craft aqua blasts. Aqua Blast, good for flooding rooms as well as knocking enemies off cliffs, putting out fires, and disabling traps. A very versatile item. Gotta keep an eye on doors opening. Still switching to scimitar for close ranged combat. Almost died here due to being overrun by bats. Well. 2 prismatic lights and 2 fire blasts. Okay, we need to deploy a few evasive maneuvers here. Really need more gold now to buy that ink. Somehow that worked out. 23 health isn't a lot, just 2 hits, so it's safer to reset now than risk it. Aqua Blast is perfect here to guarantee at least one room with water, and we'll do the same as before. Set the bat ablaze and kite. We'll need a potion of frost later for that. Convenient timing. Sword Dance accuracy is pretty brutal. Wish it gave the speed boost with a lower accuracy penalty. I think our spear ability will really shine in caves. Having all these chasms around gives us a lot of easy kills. There's always 2 doors in every room with a ladder. Wand of Prismatic Light can also help find secret doors. After maxing out the Twin Upgrades talent, I'm not too certain which is the next best. More weapon charges sounds like a good thing, so we'll go with that. You shall not pass. Great. Thanks for that, game. Not wasting any more time on this floor. Pop an invisibility potion, grab the loot, and let's get out of here. That is a lot of traps. Nothing a little aqua won't clean up. Once again, not a big fan of the scimitar, but I still feel the best move is to keep upgrading the stronger weapon for now. Maybe we'll get lucky and transmute it later. One thing I regret not playing around with is using the pickaxe as a weapon. Apparently it got buffed to allow for enchantments, and now has the pierce ability for duelists that inflicts vulnerable and dealing double damage to enemies with rigid skin. Not too sure which enemies classify as that, but probably those with more armor like DMs and maybe golems. Twin upgrades would also apply to it, I'm guessing. Alright, more bridges. Sneaky bastard. Blinding it here to bring it into melee range. Sometimes I like to gamble with the seeds when I have a lot of random ones, to see if we get one of the good ones, like invisibility, purity, or experience. Paid off pretty well this time if I do say so myself. Viewers at home, don't do what I just did there. Let's pretend that wasn't a low IQ moment, and instead, I'm demonstrating another benefit of Aqua. Skipping through some of these fights to speed it up a bit. Get off my bridge. You too. Extra dark rooms are the worst. It means we have to get through it extra quick to avoid burning through torches. Lucky miss there with the shocking trap. If you bring it into this angle where it's closer to the corner than you, the spear should push it back to a spot where it can't target you with ranged attacks. Interesting. It's like they're guarding some secret tome. Nothing a little spicy fire can't fix. I'll take a chance that it's not cursed. Worst that can happen is we have to run back down to buy a remove curse. Doors are also good with a spear ability. Forces them to reopen, and therefore, it should always be a sneak attack. They lose sight of you when the door closes as well. Using the brute to block the bat for a while. Let it burn longer. Two plus 5 weapons for the price of 1. Do a bit of shopping while these alchemy items are still cheap. Fortunate bit of healing there. It's a 20% chance when eating frozen meat. I never waste a levitation on these rooms. Examine the gold near the bottom to see if there's a rockfall trap over it. Pick up what you can, then keep the door open with something, and trigger the traps from the outside. Last alchemy run before the DM 300 fight. Stones of Fear, Phase Shift, more Aqua, all things we can use to get out of a messy situation later. That's what we're looking for. The best reason to keep Spellbook around in my opinion. Probably should have ate 2 pieces of meat though. Oh well, we can recover more during the fight. Usual advice here, avoid the crosses on the ground, they're wires that increase DM 300's shield. Look for the square without the falling rock animation when it uses that trap. Something strange I only noticed during this fight, and somehow I missed this during the previous floors, possibly because I've always had my torch up during fights. I realized that there's a change to the vision in this Beta 5 update. It only affects you if the challenge Into Darkness is enabled, but it is significant. Instead of a perfect square field of vision, we can't see what's in the corners anymore. This is a huge nerf to our strategy, as it means we have to use more turns to position enemies into the up, down, left, right directions to kite them and hit them. If they go into our diagonals or corners, our hit and run strategy no longer works. So if you wonder why I look utterly confused at not seeing the DM300 sometimes during this fight, that's the reason why. Now, spoilers, I am playing more games on the latest Beta 6 right now, and this circular field of vision seems to be gone. And it's thankfully back to the square vision again. Follow the flow of the sparks to the pylon that is activated. Terrible phase shift luck. Recover some HP between pylons. Because of our circular field of vision, I have to move in one direction and keep it directly below us. Another tip is to watch the DM300's HP, and stay off water tiles and the crosses if you're about to deal enough damage to activate its supercharged phase. It activates at 300, 200, and 100 HP. During these phases, the crosses and the water aren't safe spots to stand on, as they deal shock damage. Last pylon. Ow, I did not time that crossover right. Forgot to heal up during the last pylon. Bet we have some extra resting HP to recover. Let's try hiding in the back corner. Not bad, got back 21 HP. Even better, why is the pylon also sleeping though? Pretty simple fight with her spear ability and all the phase shifts. The real test will be in the next video to see if we can survive the Dwarven Metropolis with this reduced vision and only a handful of items to help us escape our enemies. Thanks for watching again, and see you next time.